Sit down, snap a dying phone. Even down, not a dying phone. Said whether it baby free. Alright, you're welcome to another episode of Isthmus Daily Rendezvous with your boy MC Leaky on Isthmus TV. And we are beginning with this interesting quote from Friday the Sky that says, the mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. That means there are people who are living without a reason. Alright, so welcome to another interesting episode of Isthmus Daily Rendezvous. And today, as we advertised, we are going to be discussing understanding me. Alright? Understanding you. Alright? Because for there to be any interpersonal relationship, for there to be any intrapersonal relationship, the individual must understand himself. If it's going to be on an interpersonal level, the two individuals must understand themselves. All right, understanding me. Interesting. Okay, so what does this connote? You know, every day we are faced with situations, we are faced with circumstances. Some of them we can easily handle them, others we have to seek or solicit the help of others to handle them. Alright, so but when a situation confronts you, whether it's premeditated or it comes by accident, what should one do? What are the things that what are the factors that will enable someone to, overcome a particular challenge or problem? Alright? What would even make you to try to begin to make efforts towards surmounting a particular problem or challenge? Alright, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. And the first item on our list today is knowing my strength. Alright? It's important for the individual involved to know his or her strengths, his talents, and his gifts. Right? Yes, because it's not everything that you can do. Yes, there are things that you cannot do. So it's important that you do not waste your energy, dissipate your energy on a thing that you would find out, at the end of the day that is beyond your power. So it's very good. It's a good point to begin by knowing if you can be able to handle that particular issue on the ground. Have you seen it? For instance, if you're someone who's been given a responsibility to raise funds for a particular project, you find out that it's not everyone who can handle that duty or assignment effectively. There are professional fundraisers, people who raise funds for specific projects, for specific groups. Have you seen it? So that's what it is. Understanding your strengths, knowing what you can do, that is not beyond your capability or beyond your strength. All right, even in the Bible, the Lord, our good Lord, told us that we will not be tempted beyond what our strength can carry. Have you seen? So that's it. Praise the Lord. All right. So moving forward, we talked about your talent, your gifts. What can you achieve with the innate abilities that you have. Because, for instance, if you're someone who can sing, all right, and a scenario or a situation comes up where someone who is a good vocalist is needed. There's not everyone who can sing, who has that seronious voice that can, open heavens and even, bring back the sanity of man. You're not everyone that can do that. So if you're a good vocalist and a situation like that arises, you're the one, to be looked, you know, to be called upon to come and, mitigate that situation. So it applies to every other field of endeavor. Knowing my strength, knowing my talent and my gifts. All right. Okay. So what are the innate abilities that you have? Some people in the workplace walk very fast, right? While others, take it slow. All right. They go slowly. The slow and steady people, they take it gradually until they achieve their high flyers, their low flyers. So that's what we're saying. If you're someone who goes slow, all right, so you should know the task that you should handle. All right, but is that, a license to be walking like a snail? Of course not. What we're saying is we should set our priorities right, know when to do what to do. Because if you don't know when to do what to do, you will find out that you will become trapped, and the aim and purpose of doing that, whatever it is that is going to trust into your care, will be defeated. Have you seen it? Alright, so what are the opportunities that can be leveraged, because of your strength, your potentials, and your talent? Because it's important that we, see opportunities and be opportunity minded. We are the people who will run away, at the face or in the face of challenges. Because every challenge, of course, in the corporate world, people are employed to solve problems, business. So if we are the type of person who sees a problem and runs away, that means you have no place in that setting, business. So opportunity minded. When you see a problem, does it in any way, arouse that interest in you to look for the solution? What solution would you prefer in order to solve the problem? That's it. I always tell my students, the people who accept responsibility, if they tell you to do it, just begin to do it the way you can. Find a way to, solve a problem every day. You see, there's a book I read some time ago. It said, when you are faced, with an encumbrance, a war, a difficulty, what do? Some people will just jump over the wall. Some will just look at it and run away and run back and say, there's a wall in here. But some will just walk through the wall. Have you seen it? So different categories of people, different approaches. So what approach do you think you can, employ at every point in time to give you the necessary victory that you require on a daily basis? All right, this is still Isthmus Daily Rendezvous with your boy MC Leaky, and it's happening on Isthmus TV. Now, a big shout out to our partners, Houston International School and Grace High School, because they're doing amazing work for us. All right, now moving on. The next thing you should understand is understanding your temperament. There are some things that can be done, by a particular set of people. For instance, those of us that are involved in comedy, right? Making people happy and feeling very, gleeful. You see, it's not a job that can be done by anyone. Every kind of person. All right, it requires a special talent. It's the same thing applies to every field of human endeavor. Okay, those people that are professional seamstress, you find out that it's not about going to learn it and then graduate in the beginning your own business. No, but there is something way inside of that person that it's not even everyone that can even sit down to learn how to make clothes. Now listen, so professional tailors in a way, has to do with their inner ability. So that's what we'll say. Personality types, of course, you have the sanguine, you have the choleric, you have melancholic, and the phlegmatic. So Which one of these are you? Are you someone who is outgoing, gregarious, who can make friends and the loquacious type? Sorry if you're not thinking about that. Who can talk very freely and win the mind and interest of a whole lot of people. You know what politicians do? People that are called rhetoricians. What they do during campaigns when someone like ex-governor of Imo State, Rocha Sokorocha, will tell us that Buhari means Buharia situations favor you. You know what it means? And that went a long way to give ex-president that office. Alright? So that's what we're saying, rhetoricians. What can you do? What's a gift? You remember it said in the Bible, the gift of the man makes room for him. So that's what we're saying. So if it's someone who is a melancholic type, people who are intuitive, reflective, like what we have in Achebe and Jeffrey Ashers of this. That's what we're saying. Leveraging your strength, leveraging your personality, to achieve a particular goal or dealing with a particular situation. Alright, now, before I move further, it's very pertinent that I remind you this quote by Aristotle. He said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Have you seen it? Knowing yourself, self-discovery and mastery is the beginning of all wisdom. If you don't know yourself, that will be, a very tragic and catastrophic situation. All right? Because, as I said in African literature, the Nachebe was that writer that told the Africans where the rain began to beat them. All right? So that's what we're saying. Understanding yourself. Now, remember that it's important that you support the ministry of MC by getting these books on Amazon. They have Arise from the Rubble, you have John Apart, you have Spiral, you have Strewn, you have The Essence of Prudence, Naira and Kobo and other poems, you have Pyramid Fall and Ode to Years of Making, right? So all of them are the ways that you can support the ministry of MC Lincoln. And finally, the last part of call today for someone must do in order to, know and understand themselves is by knowing his or her purpose, his calling, his divine assignment, what he's been sent on the earth to do. Some people, in fact, everyone, could retire from a job, but you cannot retire from your calling. It's what you continue to do until you leave the earth. Have you seen it? That's it. If you're in a paid employment, a time will come they will say go for retirement because you can no longer meet the obligations and the things required. But your calling is what you continue to do until you check out. That's it. So, what is it that you've been sent to this world to do? That's what you should find out. Because if you begin to do a job, at a point in time, you'll find out that you will no longer be fit for that job if it's not your calling. Have you seen it? Okay, now to wrap it up today, we are going to use this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he's saying, good luck is another name for tenacity of errors. Alright, this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain today. It's Isthmus Daily Rendezvous with the boy MC Lincoln on Isthmus TV. Promises to return this time tomorrow. I'm saying